Stop feeding the problem and start fueling the solution. That's where your breakthrough lies. Listen, everybody has problems. Everybody has obstacles. Everybody has a story about why it's hard, why it's unfair, why it didn't work out. But the difference between average and elite is focus. If you wake up every day rehearsing what went wrong, talking about who hurt you, replaying the mistake, blaming the economy, blaming your background, blaming your past, you are strengthening the very thing you say you want to escape. You cannot build a future while staring at the wreckage of yesterday. The problem may be real, the pain may be real, the setback may be real, but your power is real too. And the moment you shift your focus from why is this happening to me to what can I do about it, everything changes. Your posture changes, your tone changes, your energy changes. Instead of sitting in frustration, you start searching for answers. Instead of drowning in excuses, you start building strategy. Instead of asking why me, you ask what's my next move. That's how winners think. They don't deny problems, they just don't live there. They extract the lesson, they adjust the plan, and they move. Because here's the truth, problems drain you, but solutions develop you. Problems make you emotional, solutions make you intentional. Problems make you feel powerless. Solutions remind you that you still have control over your effort, your attitude, and your next decision. You may not control the storm, but you control how you respond to it, and response is everything. See, when you focus on the problem, you shrink. You talk smaller, you act smaller, you expect less, but when you focus on the solution, your mind shifts into creativity mode. You start seeing options you couldn't see before. You start connecting with people who can help you grow. You start learning new skills. You start taking small steps that build momentum, and momentum is powerful. You don't need a massive breakthrough overnight. You need consistent movement forward. Even one small action is stronger than hours of complaining. Even one phone call, one workout, one application, one new habit, that's movement. And movement breaks stagnation. You don't need perfect conditions to move. You don't need everybody to believe in you. You don't need to feel confident. You need to decide that staying stuck hurts more than starting scared. That's it. The solution doesn't show up while you're sitting still. It shows up when you step forward in faith, discipline, and urgency. So stop rehearsing the setback, stop announcing the obstacle, stop magnifying what's wrong. Ask yourself, what is in my control right now, and attack that with everything you have, because your focus determines your future. If you focus on the problem, you multiply stress. If you focus on the solution, you multiply strength. And strength builds results. This is not the season to sit in frustration. This is the season to execute. This is the season to grow. This is the season to move. The problem is not your prison unless you decide to stay there. The solution is waiting on your action. So shift your focus, lock in your mindset, take the step, and build the comeback. It's time to move. Pain is information, not your identity. And if you're going to win in this season, you have to stop worshiping the problem and start working the solution. Too many people get hit once and decide that the hit defines them. They fail one time and suddenly they are a failure. They face one rejection and now they believe they are not enough. That's what focusing on the problem does. It shrinks your vision until all you can see is what went wrong. But let me tell you something. Adversity is not there to destroy you. It's there to develop you. Every obstacle carries instructions. Every setback carries feedback. Every delay carries preparation. But you will never see the lesson if you are obsessed with the pain. When you focus on the problem, you become emotional. When you focus on the solution, you become strategic. And strategy is what changes lives. Instead of saying, this is too hard, ask, what skill do I need to build to handle this? Instead of saying, nobody supports me. Ask, how can I become so disciplined that support becomes optional? Instead of saying, I don't have resources, ask, how can I become resourceful? See, winners don't wait for perfect conditions. They create progress in imperfect ones. They don't deny that it hurts. They just refuse to let hurt have the final word. Because here's the reality: the longer you stare at the problem, the bigger it feels. The more you talk about it, the more powerful it seems. But when you shift your focus, when you start moving, when you take even one small action toward improvement, something happens inside you. Confidence begins to grow, not because everything is fixed, but because you're no longer stuck. Movement builds belief. Action builds clarity, discipline builds power, and power is what you need to overcome anything standing in your way. You may not control what happened to you, but you absolutely control how you respond to it. That's where your freedom is. That's where your strength is. If you sit in the problem, you become passive. If you attack the solution, you become proactive. And proactive people shape their future instead of waiting for it. This is the moment where you decide that complaining is no longer an option. This is the moment where excuses expire. This is the moment where you say, I will not let this situation define my destiny. You were not built to be broken by pressure. You were built to perform under it. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles are built under resistance. Character is revealed in adversity, so why are you running from the very thing that could elevate you? The problem is not proof that you can't win. It's proof that you're in the game. And if you're in the game, you have a chance. But chances only turn into results when you act. So take the lesson, adjust the plan, strengthen your mindset. Build your habits, surround yourself with growth, and most importantly, move. Don't wait for the fear to disappear. Don't wait for approval. Don't wait for perfect timing. The solution doesn't require perfection. It requires commitment. You are stronger than the obstacle in front of you, but only if you focus on building the answer instead of broadcasting the issue. Shift your mindset, shift your language, shift your energy, because the future doesn't belong to those who analyze the problem forever. It belongs to those who attack the solution relentlessly. It's time to move. Solutions require movement, not moods, not motivation, not perfect timing, movement. And the reason some of you are still stuck is not because the problem is too big. It's because you've been standing still too long. You've been thinking about it, talking about it, analyzing it, explaining it, but you haven't attacked it. Listen, clarity does not come from overthinking. Clarity comes from action. Confidence does not come from waiting. Confidence comes from repetition. Strength does not come from comfort. Strength comes from resistance. If you keep staring at the mountain, it will always look impossible. But the moment you take one step up that hill, your perspective changes. That's what movement does. It shifts your mindset from victim to victor. When you focus on the problem, you feel overwhelmed. When you focus on the solution, you feel engaged. And engagement creates energy. Energy creates momentum. Momentum creates results. You don't need to solve your entire life today. You just need to make the next right move. That's it. One disciplined action, one uncomfortable decision, one commitment to grow instead of complain. Too many people are waiting to feel ready. Let me tell you something, you will never feel 100% ready. Growth is uncomfortable, change is uncomfortable, execution is uncomfortable, but staying stuck is even more uncomfortable when you're honest with yourself. Every day you delay action, the problem grows roots. Every day you hesitate, doubt gets stronger, but every day you move, even imperfectly, you weaken fear. You build resilience. You prove to yourself that you are capable, and self-belief is built through evidence, not affirmations alone, but actions repeated consistently. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop giving your fear a microphone. Stop letting temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it, and discipline is the bridge between problem and solution. You say you want change, then change your behavior. You say you want success, then adjust your standards. You say you want growth, then embrace discomfort, because solutions live on the other side of effort. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to hand you a breakthrough wrapped in comfort. You have to create it. You have to build it. You have to move for it. And movement doesn't mean giant leaps every day. It means consistent progress. It means waking up with intention. It means choosing productivity over procrastination. It means taking responsibility instead of assigning blame. That's power. The problem might slow you down, but it cannot stop you unless you surrender. And surrender happens when you fixate on what's wrong instead of what's possible. So ask yourself right now, what is one action I can take today that moves me forward? Not tomorrow. Not next month, today. Send the email, start the workout, study the material, launch the idea, have the difficult conversation. Whatever it is, move, because motion creates options, motion builds confidence, motion separates dreamers from doers. And you were not built to sit in potential, you were built to execute. The solution is not hiding from you. It's waiting on your effort. It's waiting on your discipline. It's waiting on your decision to stop talking and start doing. This is your moment to break the cycle. This is your moment to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. Focus on the solution, commit to the process, embrace the grind, and move with urgency. Your future is not built by hesitation, it's built by action. It's time to move. Your focus determines your future, and if you don't control what you focus on, your problems will control you. Every single day you wake up, you have a choice. Lock in on what's broken or lean into what can be built. Most people wake up and immediately replay what's not working. The bills, the criticism, the mistake, the delay, the rejection. And when you rehearse the problem long enough, it starts to feel permanent. But hear me clearly, what you focus on expands. If you focus on obstacles, they grow in your mind. If you focus on opportunity, your creativity grows. Your brain is powerful. It searches for evidence to support whatever you repeatedly think about. If your dominant thought is "I can't," your mind will collect proof. If your dominant thought is "I will figure this out," your mind shifts into solution mode. That shift changes everything. It changes how you speak. It changes how you walk into a room. It changes how you handle pressure. The difference between average and elite is not talent, it's focus. Average people talk about their problems all day. Elite people talk about adjustments, strategy, execution. Average people ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Elite people ask, "How do I use this?" That's a different mindset. And mindset is the foundation of movement. You can't move forward effectively if your eyes are locked on what's behind you. Yes, the setback happened. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it was frustrating. But if you keep staring at it, you'll miss the door that just opened in front of you. Sometimes the reason you feel stuck is not because there's no opportunity. It's because your focus is glued to disappointment. You have to train your mind like you train your body. When negativity shows up, you don't entertain it, you redirect it. When doubt whispers, you answer with action. When fear appears, you move anyway. That's discipline. And discipline protects your focus. Protecting your focus means protecting your future. It means being careful what conversations you entertain. It means being mindful of who you surround yourself with. It means limiting the voices that feed your excuses and increasing the voices that feed your growth. Because environment influences focus, and focus influences results. You cannot constantly consume negativity and expect to produce greatness. If you want different results, you must guard your attention aggressively. Turn down the noise, turn up the vision. Remind yourself daily of where you're going, not just where you've been. Visualize the solution. Speak about the solution. Take action toward the solution. Even when progress feels slow, stay locked in. Even when nobody is clapping, stay committed. Even when the outcome isn't visible yet, stay disciplined, because focusing on the solution doesn't mean the problem disappears overnight. It means you refuse to let it dominate your direction. You are not powerless unless you decide to be. You are not stuck unless you stop moving. The storm may be loud, but your vision must be louder. The pressure may be real, but your purpose must be stronger. Fix your eyes on growth. Fix your mind on strategy. Fix your habits on execution, and as you do, you'll realize something powerful. The problem was never bigger than you. Your focus just made it seem that way. Shift your focus, and you shift your life. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to rise up. Lock in on the solution, protect your mindset, execute daily, and move like your future depends on it, because it does.